I welcome all of you for the demonstration of transistor characteristic experiment. What you do in our laboratory is you need to study the input, output and transfer characteristics of an NPN transistor in the common emitter mode, and you need to determine input resistance and the current gain factor of the given resistor. So the apparatus required as given transistor, that is NPN transistor, DC power supply, it is inbuilt actually. This complete kit what we have here is a transistor characteristic apparatus, and there will be a DC power supply, DC ammeters, DC voltmeters. You can look at this. This is a voltmeter in millivolts range, ammeter in microamps, ammeter in milliamps, and voltmeter in volts. And the formula required to calculate the input resistance of a given transistor when it is in input characteristics is Ri is equal to delta VB by delta IB. So where delta VB is a change in the base emitter voltage in volts and delta IB is a change in the base current in microamps. And the second parameter you need to calculate is current gain, which is beta, which is a ratio of IC to IB. So in order to calculate this, we need to connect a circuit of this form. Circuit diagram is given here. You can look at this. You have a transistor over here. Okay, the three terminals, that is emitter, base, collector. Emitter is common for either side. You have this much as the input side and the rest is output side. Along the on the input side, what you have is there is a battery, voltmeter and ammeter. Output side you have a current meter, voltmeter as well as the battery. So now first you must understand, okay, how you have to do the experiment. In order to find the parameters, say input resistance and the current gain, first you have to define your tabular column. This is by definition, input characteristics definition we are applying here in order to frame our tabular column. By definition what we have is keeping output voltage as a constant, say 2 volts. You need to vary the input voltage, that is VBE, and varying input voltage you need to record the input current. That is your input characteristics definition. By definition we have framed the tabular column. Once the data been filled over here, you need to plot the graph of current versus the voltage. Then once you plot it, you have to take a slope here, and reciprocal of the slope would be your value of input resistance. Similarly, by definition we have framed output characteristic as well as transfer characteristics tabular column, and we have given the specimen graphs. By doing so, finally you can report your result in the result section, the input resistance and the current gain factor. So now let me start the experiment. I am explaining here, how to do the connection. Then I'll show you even how to record the readings in the tabular column. Then I'll give you some hints in order to do the calculation. First let me start with, I'll show you here the connection for the transistor here, as we have taken NPN transistor here in our experiment and we are preferring common emitter configuration. You can look at this. This is a transistor and terminals been already marked in the kit itself. You can refer this. This is a emitter part. That's a section, base and the collector. 3 terminals are there here. This is a switch to switch on the circuit or off, mains connection it is. There are 2 potentiometers here in the kit, you can observe. The left hand side what you have, okay, this is to vary the value, either the millivolts value or the ammeter value. This knob is to vary basically on the other side, that is output side, either the value of the voltage or the current. So now let us start connecting the circuit. First let me explain the circuit connection firstly in the manual, then I'll be applying the same in our kit actually. So when you look at this circuit diagram what we have given in our manual, left hand side we are starting from the battery. 2 terminals are there here, positive and negative, and we are connecting voltmeter parallel to the battery with the same polarity, positive to positive, negative to negative, and this connection being connected in series to the ammeter. Then the other side of the ammeter, that's a negative terminal of the ammeter, will be given to the base of the transistor. Since I want to make emitter as common, that's a common emitter configuration we need to take. So emitter being connected over here to connect both the sides, that is input as well as the output sides. Similarly, on the output side, what you have is there is a battery, voltmeter, and the current meter. I am just applying the same thing here. So in my circuit, what I am having here is that, see, left hand side battery is this. Okay, terminals being given like plus minus here. Right hand side we have one more battery here, negative positive is there. First let me define my current meters as well as voltmeters here. In order to connect this voltmeter, the terminals are here plus and minus. To connect this current meter, we have a terminals positive negative here. Similarly on the right hand side, that is output side, we have the current meter terminals as negative plus here and voltmeter terminals as negative and plus here. So now let me start with one side. So first I'll connect with the positive of the battery to the positive of the voltmeter, then negative of the battery to the negative of the voltmeter. Once the connection being done over here, what I do is I'll take positive terminal of this voltmeter, I'll connect to positive terminal of the current meter, that is microammeter connection I am taking here. Then negative terminal of that microammeter, let me connect to the base of the transistor, negative of this terminal to the base of the transistor. Then I even connect the emitter to the negative of the voltmeter. You can connect or choose either the negative terminal either here or there, both are the same since they are in parallel connection. Let me choose here itself, negative of the voltmeter, that is my millivoltmeter I am connecting here, remember, not just the voltmeter here. So to the emitter. So one side I have made the connection. Similarly, I follow the same procedure to fill the output side. What I do is, let me start with the battery connection. So positive of the battery to positive of the voltmeter, negative of this to the negative of the voltmeter. Once these two been connected in parallel, now I'll choose positive terminal of this voltmeter being connected to positive terminal of the milliammeter I am giving here. Then negative terminal of this milliammeter to the collector, that is as per our circuit what we have given in the manual. Then again emitter I need to make common, so I choose this emitter port again. In order to make this common, I am going to give this negative of emitter to negative of this voltmeter VCE. So this is about the circuit connection of this particular experiment, that is transistor characteristics. Once it has been connected like this, what you have to do, you have to switch on the circuit. First of all, you have to keep all your potentiometers at the minimum value. Then you have to start conducting the experiment. So the first conduction part is about conduction of input characteristics to complete. So for that, I framed, I shown how we have framed our tabular column. I explained also. So this is what the tabular column we have now. So we need to fill the data. What it tells you basically, you have to keep your VCE as constant, say 2 volts. So here is a VCE connection. This is a voltmeter we are preferring in order to vary the voltage at the output side. This is a potentiometer. Okay, I am varying this in order to get 2 volts here. Okay, once it's been set as 2 volts, what you have to do is, you look at the tabular column again, you have to vary the VBE. Okay, VBE, how do you vary is, first you must understand the least count of these meters, otherwise you cannot keep the value directly. So first of all, your millivoltmeter, if you see that, okay, when you see the millivoltmeter, you have 0, then 10th division as 200, another 10th as 400, like that it follows. Okay, look at this. This is what the graduation given in millivoltmeter. So you have 0 to 10 divisions. 10 division value is equal to 200 millivolts. So from this you can understand the value of, or the least count of this meter as 200 by 10 millivolts, which will be equal to 20 millivolts. So how do I record or read my value in the millivoltmeter is that, first of all I start with 0 volts, then The first division I call it as 20 millivolts, next division as 40 millivolts, then comes 60, then 80, then 100. It continues. So now as per our tabular column, we have to keep actually the voltage as 300 here to start with. So let me vary the voltage. See, using the potentiometer on the left hand side, you need to vary the voltage and you have to keep the value as 300. Once you kept the value as 300, you have to observe the value over here in the micrometer, but still it is showing 0. You can look at this. I kept here 300 millivolts, for that it's showing still 0. I want actually non-zero value to start. Let me change in steps of 20 here. When I keep 320, again it's showing 0. That means when I keep on varying the voltage but still my value is 0 itself, but there exists a particular value of the voltage at which we get a minimum value of the current from which we need to start conducting the experiment. You remember, because otherwise whatever the data you are recording, all those voltages will give you the 0 values only and of no use. So insignificant it is to plot the graph. For that what we do is first try to get one minimum non-zero value by varying the voltage. Say for example, I am keeping here the voltage as 560. Okay, for that my reading in the micrometer is showing non-zero value which is 5 microampere. So whatever been shown from 300 to the value say 540, all those will be zeros only. See, look at this again, I'm changing. Suppose if you start from some value of the voltage, okay, your reading in the micrometer is showing 0. Again when you varying in steps of 20 millivolts as per the least count of the meter, the value remains the same only, 0 only. But so many zeros of no use. What we do is, let us find minimum non-zero value by varying the voltage. It is coming at 560. So to start our experiment, what is the thing you have to do is, okay, here you have to record the value in such a way that, okay, first of all you need to have 5 microampere of current as non-zero. For what voltage you are getting 5 microampere of current is in our conduction, your understanding, it is at 560 millivolts. Now from this onwards, you vary the voltage in steps of 20 millivolts. Okay, record some 10 readings in order to complete the graph. So now what you do is, every time in the